Hello, this is Slowrider from Slowrider Acres on this beautiful, I believe it's December 21st. Christmas is around the corner here, so Merry Christmas. Want to give the 13,313 mile review. So Slowrider did all the 13,313 miles in the saddle, right in this saddle. So overall, this bike is highly reliable. The 2023 Ducati Diavel V4 with the Gran Turismo engine here. I love it. So what can I say? This is in the Evolution livery, the Slowrider patented Evolution EVO. I call it the Evo configuration with the fluorescent yellow highlights and the Ducati badging and a few custom touches. So the things I've done to this bike, well, before, I'm very happy with it. I ride it to work every day, take it to the grocery store, go to Home Depot. I'll make another video. I have some saddlebags I strap on her that still, it looks sporty without looking funky. So I do drive this every day. Just got back from a ride with me and my two boys. It was awesome. It was about a 100-mile ride, just, you know, riding around the area here. I love it. So some of the modifications I've done, obviously I've taken off the rear bumper assembly, and that's the first thing I did. So I put the tail tuck under here. It's got the turn signals. So I put the New Rage motorcycle, shout out to those guys, that's a plug and play system. So the New Rage motorcycles package is really nice. It is just plug and play. You unbolt it and you snap it in. I got the license plate over here. So I got the license plate package where it's on the side here. And then I got the turn signal package. You can actually put the plate under here, but it faces straight down. So my neighbor's a California Highway Patrol, so he said, you know, probably not the best idea. So putting it on the back like that, they like. I did a few days ago, I got pulled over for speeding over here on the Interstate 80 and got a warning. So if you're respectful to the police, I mean, I wasn't doing anything crazy, just going a little faster than I should. The Slowrider, you know, the Slowrider was going a little fast. So, but you can't help it on here. I love this bike, so, and I got the need for speed, obviously. So I put the tail tuck on here, and I also added some extra progressive turn signals as well. So I got the New Rage turn signal, which you can see, and then I also have an extra progressive. So the New Rage ones flash, and then these other ones flash out like this. So it's a flash and a turn, a flash and a turn, or it's for the four ways, it's a flash and a strobe. So it looks really cool. And it's all tucked up under there nice. So the other mods I've done is I put on these aero mirrors, these end bars, which are nicer. You can see a lot more. I mean, these things do flip around. You can have them in different positions. And they also rotate to adjust. So the stock mirrors are here up high. So I got wide shoulders, so I can only see a little bit. These mirrors are out like that, so I can see. I like them. They're smaller, but you see more, and it gives the front of the bike a more naked look, because those other ones come up like this, like Mickey Mouse ears, I call them. So they're kind of up in your face. This is a more. It just looks more naked, which I like. Just a few words about the naked riding. Really, when I'm just cruising like normal freeway speeds in California on the interstates here to work and back, I got about a 50-mile trip down to the Sacramento city and then a 50-mile trip back, and that's about 40 miles of freeway each way, and then it's about 5 miles of like highways, which is like 60 or 70 miles an hour. Then it's twisted, about 5 miles of twisty. So I have about a perfect mix of driving every day. So it's twisties, highways, and then it's open freeways. So that's a lot of fun. So I hope you can hear me with the gardeners here doing some work down there. So I hope you can hear me. But what I was gonna say, at 80-90, it's really nice because you don't you don't feel the wind is not bad. I got an Airy Corsair X helmet with the Ducati logos on it. I mean, that thing is just very aerodynamic, so you don't really feel the wind hitting you until about 120, and then you kind of hold on. Then like at 140, then you got to hold on, and that's when you. So this bike really pushes the air up and over you, and that's not really even leaning down. Like 80, 90, I sometimes it just cruises. It just doesn't really feel like there's any wind hitting me. So I mean, maybe I'm used to it. So those are the tail, the light tuck, the mirrors. I got these these are Ducati mirrors, or they're Aero mirrors. So the big thing I did, and I paid for this, but got this all from Motor Millions. They have a lot of cool stuff for the 2023 Ducati Diavel V4s and the other Ducatis, of course. I got this Termagani Dragster Edition titanium carbon fiber exhaust. So if you'll notice it, it's got 2 exhausts here and 2 on the other side. So it's very cool. So it makes the bike sound like a dragster. So you feel, when you're idling, you feel it blip, 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 blip. And then when you blip the throttle, it just makes that crack, snackle, pop. I mean, it's really cool. So it makes the bike sound like it looks. So it looks aggressive, and with this Termagani Dragster Edition exhaust, it's almost like straight pipes. It's really, I like that. So it sounds good. So what else did I do? So that was, and then I also, with that, I upmapped it. So I did upmap it. That comes with the Termagani, comes with the programmer that you plug into your bike. So this is upmapped, and I also put the P08 intake filter, which increases the intake flow by 2.5 without affecting the filtration of the incoming air. So you're getting 2.5 times more air that's flowing through this. And so since I basically this deletes the catalytic converter, and it gets rid of the butterfly valve in there. So basically what I did, I followed the directions on the Termagani, and I do have a video showing how I have my install video of this. So I take the bike apart, install. I did all the work myself, of course. That's how Slow Rider likes to roll. I do everything myself, even on my new cars. And like I have one of my cars is a Prius hybrid. I do all the work on that. So I don't think there's, I mean, if you can do it, do it. I mean, it's fun. So the upmap is mapped for the P08 increased flow, and for the dragster muffler without. I took the DB. There's DB killers that go in for, so I took those out, and so that's the map. And so basically, what it does, it gives you. They've dynoed this thing. The Moto Millions guys did. They dynoed it, so it gets 10 more horsepower peak, and across the whole torque and horsepower versus RPM curve, you get a minimum of 7 horsepower across the whole band. So that's everywhere. So from 0 to 12,000 RPMs, you're getting an extra 7, and then at the peak, which I think is 10.5 thousand RPMs, you're getting 10. So, and also the torque, I think you're getting like 7 or 8 Newton meters more of torque. So this thing just feels a lot faster because it's fast everywhere. So and I did notice it. And a big thing I noticed is that it runs a lot cooler. It used to run with the factory setup. It used to run at 215 degrees typically, but now seems like it runs at about 190 now, 190 degrees most of the time. So it really, having that through flow, really, it helps the engine stay cool, which is going to extend the lifetime of the oil of the engine, pretty much everything. If you can run cooler, and that probably that's going to extend the life of this. And so that's the Termagani exhaust with the intake filter, and then the upmap. The upmap's key because that also deletes the servo valve air. So I've run this about 1,000 miles with this setup with the dragster exhaust. and I've had no warnings, so it's fine. It just likes it, but you have to do that Upmap to get that. And I think that's it. So it's nice. So I've got 1,000 miles on the dragster exhaust, the Terminite dragster exhaust setup. So it's fine. It runs fine. It starts up, no problem. So the next thing I did, I put the and that whole setup is about $5,000 for the exhaust, the Upmap, the filter. Yeah, you got to pay to play. And then I put these nice Ducati bike sliders on here. I haven't laid it down, so I've got 13,313 miles on this. I haven't laid it down or dropped it yet or wrecked it. You know, knock on wood, you know. But so anyways, these are the frame sliders. So there's 3 bolts it bolts onto on each side. I mean, these are nice. So this is all a machined aluminum. This red piece comes out, it's replaceable, and this black piece is the holder, basically, with an extender on it. So these come in like yellow, black, red, and some other color. I think that these are all billet aluminum machine. They're very nice. I mean, it's solid. So I think that's all the upgrades I did, other than the I put the color on the wheels and on the fenders. I'm a UCLA alumni. I got my PhD in physics from UCLA, so that's my go Bruins. So I put the Italian flag on here and the white pinstriping and the EVO, since it's a custom EVO. Oh, that's who makes the mirrors. It's these guys, Construction Racing Group, CRG. So, but I got that off of Moto Millions has all this stuff, but those are just the companies that got it for them. What else did I do? I think that's it for the mods. Oh, and I like the way this looks. I purposely did not put on the, there's a heat shield that goes on there. That's a matter of preference, but I think it looks cool without it. I mean, and I was running without the, these fairings, this one and this one on the front, but it seemed like it was making it run hot. So I put these back on, and this does, these are functional aerodynamic parts of the bike. So I put those back on, which is fine. What else? So I love riding it. Those are the mods. My next mods, I'm going to be putting on a lightweight chain, probably with red accents, probably a lightweight gear in the back. And just if anyone thinks of any other mods I should do. There was one I can't remember. That's pretty much it. I think the bike's pretty much where I'd want it. And then, so I always run with the tail out. This is the bar you hang onto if you're riding. So I run with that out so I can mount this is where I mount my camera. I have like a tripod that bolts on here I made, and then it kind of sticks out and looks on the back. That's how I get that back view. So let's do a startup. Let's see how this sounds. Playing around with the audio, so it doesn't quite come out. I mean, it sounds way better in person. That's all I'll say. So let's start this up. If I push the right buttons, it'll start. There you go. That's how it sounds. I like it. Can you hear any better? So I love it. It sounds great, and you can feel it in your chest cavity. It's awesome, man. I love it. I mean, it sounds like it looks now, and people love it. I get a lot of well-wishers. I think that's pretty much it. So love the bike. Ducati, you guys did a good job, especially with this Gran Turismo, the reliability. I haven't had any problems. I haven't got stuck anywhere. Really, the only fit and finish thing is the this material on the seat's a little thin, so it's ripping on the front here. So otherwise, I mean, I might have to go buy a leather seat for this. I mean, otherwise, fine. And I also, since I'm about 6'2", so I'm gonna add a few inches of padding so I sit up more on the bike. I like sitting up, and that's what's nice about this bike. It is big, so when you pull up, you're like taller than most other motorcycles, except some of these big giant adventure ones. But like typically you're bigger than them, which is interesting, and taller. So I want to be taller, and also like a lot of lifted trucks. I could see over the cars, but this is, you're sitting almost the same level as some of these guys. Not the super lift, but like a big pickup truck that's not lifted. Your head level is the same as someone in a truck, or an SUV, unless it's lifted. So and that helps me when I'm on the freeway. I can actually see over the cars, because on this I don't ride like this. I kind of ride up forward in this position like that, and I basically never use the rear brake at all. I usually use the front brakes. The rear brake is just for holding at stoplights or on a hill or down. I don't really use it at all, and I do a lot of trail braking through the corners, and mainly I use the engine braking a lot. So that's probably why I wear through the tires. And I got new tires at 6,000 miles, so I got about 5,000 miles on the second pair. I mean, they're still pretty good. I don't think I've run it as hard, but probably I'll get tires at 15,000. And I think that's about it. I'm like I say, Ducati, you guys done a good job on this bike. For me, it's perfect. You know, this was my 60th birthday present, so this was my first, literally this is my first street bike. And after 13,000 miles, I feel very at home on it. I mean, the only thing I wish it was different was that the wheelie control, I wish was a little different, since it's got the IMU, which is nice. I mean, this thing's probably saved me 3 or 4 times from killing myself, because, and I think it's good. The only thing that could make it better, Ducati, is if you could make it, there's some other bikes where it does the wheelie control and you can set the like 10 degrees, 20. If you could set like the, if you could set the angle of the wheelie, would be cool. Like if you could still have the mode you have now, but then there could be an extra mode where you could dial in, okay, I want a 5-degree wheelie, a 10, a 15. Yeah, maybe just keep it like a low, just some small angle ones. That would be really cool. But anyways, I've done a few wheelies by accident on here. But when it does happen, it comes up and it doesn't just slam you down. It kind of just gently rolls off, which is nice. And you don't even feel the throttle, so you don't feel it rolling off. You feel the bike kind of moving around a little bit, but it's under control. And then my favorite thing on this is the Ducati quick shifter. It's just awesome. So I usually shift at like 6,000 or 7,000 RPMs, and it's just smooth. It just bump, 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 bump up, and even on the downshift, it rev matches perfectly. Like you never downshift and have one of these where the rear end, it's just you know, it is perfect the way it is. So I can't really think of it. And this Gran Turismo engine, the way it screams when you're cruising along at 6,000, 8,000 RPM, it just sounds awesome. Especially with this Termagati, it's just screaming. And that's, I mean, and that's only 8,000. You can go to 12. So, okay, with that, slow rider out, and remember the slow rider, and keep it safe out there.